All right, we're inside of an ad account now, and in order to access your pixel, so you'll see how I'm in Ads Manager. In order to access your pixel, you're going to go to this little hamburger tab on the top left-hand corner, and you're going to click on Pixels, and it's going to take you to this tab here. Now here's where we need to essentially create our Facebook pixel. So if you're seeing this screen, it means you haven't created a Facebook pixel yet. So let's go Create Pixel. And you can essentially edit this and give it its own name. What I recommend here is you just give it the business name of that ad account associated to it. So this ad account is called 8 Loops Social. We'll just call it 8 Loops Pixel, but I might do number 2 as we already have one called that. There we go. And you're going to click Next. All right, perfect. So now we need to install the pixel. So we've created the pixel, and you'll see here it's kind of blurred out. I'll show you a bit more when we close out of this. But now we have a pixel ID, this long string of numbers. Now what we need to do to activate this pixel is we need to install it on an external website. So there's a couple ways that you can do this. If you're using popular platforms like Shopify, Wix, Magento, WooCommerce, there's some simple setups that work. So for example, Facebook will walk you through the step-by-steps and show you exactly how to install it on those popular platforms. Let's go back here. Otherwise, the other way to do it is to install the code itself. Now, there's a couple things that you can do here as well. If you're doing this yourself, you would follow these instructions, and I'm going to walk you through this in a minute. Otherwise, if you have a web developer, just scroll down and click on Email Instructions and send it to your web developer, and it will basically tell him exactly what you need. Okay, so let's go back in here. So you'll see here the first step is Facebook is telling you to install the base code. Now this is the base code here that you can see here. And essentially this code is what identifies your ad account. You'll see here this number here that's blued out a little bit, 834683. This is our pixel ID, and our pixel ID identifies the specific ad account tied to that pixel, or whatever ad account we've assigned to it. So without this number, honestly, this would just be a bunch of code that would have no meaning, and Facebook would have no way to tie it back or bring it back to the campaigns that you're doing. So this base pixel here allows you to track essentially the audiences or the people that are hitting your website. However, the base pixel itself does not allow you to track specific actions other than page view, as you'll see here, such as purchases or add to cart or opt-ins or quote requests. That's where we're going to get into event codes, step number 2. So step number 1 is just a base pixel, and that really identifies the pixel and the ad account, and it ties it back to the ad account, and it also allows you to create an audience of everyone that triggered page view, so you can actually retarget just with the base pixel. However, it won't let you track specific things like purchases or opt-ins. And the way that you would install this is you'd simply copy this and you'd install it between the head tags of your website. So you'll see here between the header tags of your website. If you're on a ClickFunnels landing page, for example, what you can do is go under tracking code, and you'll see here you can just paste in that code directly in here. If you're on WordPress, I would recommend that you download the plugin called Pixel Your Site. And Pixel Your Site, let me show you. So with Pixel Your Site, you'll see here the plugin was installed to this WordPress website. What I would do is I simply just need to enter the Facebook Pixel ID. And that's that green number, blue number I should say, blue number here. It's also right up here. So it's always going to be at the top left-hand corner. So you could literally just copy this, punch it in, and click Save. And again, it lets you update all these general events as well. Now, with this advanced matching, don't worry too much about this, but what this essentially allows advertisers to do is if you click it, you'll see it just creates another line here where it passes more data back to Facebook. So when people go through a checkout process or they purchase something and you're collecting emails or information, it will pass that information back to Facebook, which subsequently allows you to create bigger or more robust remarketing lists. But if you're just getting started out, really don't worry too much about this. So let's click on next here. Now you'll see the second step here is to essentially install event code. Now event code simply means tracking for specific events happening on your website. So that could be add to cart, it could be a purchase, whatever that might be. Now there are 9 standard events. You'll see here search, so people searching a specific thing on your website, view content, and this is for e-commerce when they view a specific product page, add to cart when they, add something to their cart, add to wish list, initiate checkout, add payment information, purchase, lead, and complete registration. You also have this one down here where you can create a custom event. So I'm going to show you in a moment how to add this to your base pixel or where to add this. So to add this code, what you need to do is just copy this and you're essentially going to paste it at the bottom of your base code. So I'm going to show you in a notepad what that might look like. So let's open this and then let's open. Okay, so we've copied our base code, and so you would paste this between the header tags, and you'll see here this is your base code, this is your pixel ID, tying it back to your specific campaigns over here. And this base code triggers page view, so it allows you to retarget at a very basic level. Now, if we want to track specific actions that we have on our website, such as purchase, all I would do is I would copy this, I'd go back in here, and I would paste it below here. And you'll see track purchase, you can change this value, so if it's 100, and then currency if it's NZD. Now if you're using things like Shopify, Shopify will do this automatically, so you don't need to worry too much about it. But if you're using things like ClickFunnels, you'll want to edit this value out and the currency. Now let's say you're creating a custom event. So for example, you've already used all of these, or you want to name something differently so that you can easily recognize it. You're going to just paste it below. What's important here, however, is that you need to remove these little brackets here. So you would delete this and go, let's say it's piano lessons booked. Make sure you have no spaces or special characters in here. So now we've created a custom event called Piano Lessons Booked. And what I would do is delete my parameter key. So I would name this value, for example. I might say, well, this is worth $40. And then I might say currency and say this is USD. There you go. And so now I've created a custom standard event. Now, I'm not going to get too much into event tracking here because there's a totally separate training on this, but just so you understand how it all fits in with your base pixel. So you may or may not want to install tracking. Again, go through that full tracking video before you do that, but essentially, this is your base pixel here, and this just needs to go within the head tags. So once you've done that and you have decided whether or not you've got event codes that are going, essentially what we need to do is check the pixel status and also make sure that the pixel is installed correctly. So let's close this. Now this isn't triggering because I haven't actually installed this base pixel yet. Now if you're coming back to this pixel tab from your ad account, and there's already a pixel in place and you don't know how to install it or how to set it up on another page, simply go up here and go set up. And it'll take you through those steps as well. You can also share your pixel across business managers. So you could share this pixel with another business manager by assigning a partner or assigning another ad account to it. So that's a whole nother training, but just so you're aware of that. All right, so in the next video, I'm going to show you how to actually test to make sure you installed the pixel properly.